Hi guys, welcome to A to Z United. This is Anand here, and I'm joined by Ankit. Ankit, it's so good to see you after such a long time. How are you doing, brother?
Likewise, brother, and it's good to have you as well. We are back after the international break. We
Yes, yes,
had
yes.
our own international break, so we'll start things with this pre-match review for
Pre-match
Istanbul
pre.
versus Manchester United.
Exactly, Ankit. Thank you so much. And to the viewers also, we are so sorry we couldn't be available. We had some work that we had to do, and of course, Ankit was also out of town. So, Ankit, it's good to see you, back, back in the studio again. So, thank you so much for joining. And of course, in the meanwhile, we had the international break, and United players, of course, were involved. A lot of them were involved in the in the
Mhm.
international break, and some of them had a pretty good run up as well. Donny van de Beek had a good
Yeah.
season. Harry Maguire also had a decent international break as well. He scored a goal, so that was good. And we couldn't also do the cover the post match reaction of our previous game win against West Bromwich Albion.
That's
To
wrong. Yeah.
recap that, to recap that, of course, that United in their last home game against West Brom, we defeated them 1-0. So that's a good victory to have, a good solid 3 points to acquire. But this video is all about our upcoming Champions League match against Istanbul Basaksehir. So,
Mm-hmm.
Old Trafford will be opening the gates again for the wonderful Champions League match again. And to hear the Champions League anthem after a long time would be again a welcome music as well. So, Ankit, I'm pretty excited. How about you, brother? How do you feel about the match? Talk us through about it.
Yeah, excited. It is a must-win game for Manchester United, considering the table with RB Leipzig on 6 points and PSG and Istanbul on 3 points. So it is a must-win game for us. Uh, Istanbul is a weaker side as compared to the rest of the two sides that we are going to face in the near future. So yes, at home this is a must-win game, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to get it right so that at least we get through this group, and then we'll see how we perform in the knockout stages.
Yes, Ankit, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the statistics as far as Manchester United is concerned, we have won the last two games, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
defeated Everton, the inform Everton. Of course, they were also having a slack, but we defeated them
Yeah,
3 goals
yeah,
to one, and then we came back from the international break fresh, and then we defeated West Bromwich Albion. So we have a little bit of
yeah. But that on that point,
Mm,
you see the performance against Everton and West Brom, they were not at all convincing. And yeah, I was happy with the win, as I said in the Everton match reaction as well. But I wasn't happy with the performance. We saw the same loopholes and the gaps that the team has shown for quite a while now. And yeah, I was happy with the result. We're happy with the 3 points, but performance-wise, it was not at all at the level that we want Manchester United to be on with.
And speaking of performance, our last performance against Istanbul Basaksehir, our last performance in the Champions League
Oh, that was terrible. That
was
was
an
really
absolute
terrible.
shocker.
Yeah,
Correct. And if we had gotten something out of that game, we would have been, we should have won that game
easily
for
qualified.
starters.
Easily qualified for the knockout stages. We could have played our French players against PSG and RB Leipzig in a literally death group, and we have again messed it up due to the inconsistencies. And now this is like a must-win game if you want to qualify, because then the pressure will be on us. If we cannot get 3 points in this match, then against RB Leipzig and PSG, it's gonna be again do or die situation. And I don't want Manchester United be into that situation, because we have worked really well. We won the game against PSG and RB Leipzig in the past, and yes, I want to see United get through this group, and then we'll see what happens in the knockout stages, because then it's anyone's game now.
Yes, absolutely, Ankit. And this is also a chance to improve our goal difference as well. Obviously, we have a pretty good goal
We
difference.
have good group. Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
scored five against RB Leipzig, and then we had
Mhm.
a goal difference of one against PSG when we defeated them 2 goals to one. And
Yeah.
so we do have a good goal difference, but then if we could score at least 3 to 4 goals against Istanbul and not concede anything, we should be
Mhm.
improving that as well. So that should be good. And again, the other parallel game in our group is going to be against it's going to be
Yeah, again.
PSG versus RB Leipzig. So if RB Leipzig win that, then PSG is going to be in a pretty tough spot, and then you would
They
also
have to
have.
win both the games.
Absolutely, and then you would also have two teams which would be potentially in 9 points. And
Yeah, just United have to just do is just win against Istanbul and get a draw against Leipzig or PSG, and they get through this group potentially. And if you want to top the group, which I expect United to do, is just win 2 games out of the last 3 remaining fixtures. So it's quite an easy and straightforward scenario. But as of now, as United are performing, I really don't think that it is going to be a smooth ride.
Now, both of us, as far as, and even the viewers as well, all of us, we saw the game against West Bromwich Albion, and we saw the lineup that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had put across. He started Martial as number 9. Donny van de Beek did not start. Of course, Alex Telles, this was his first full outing in the Premier League.
Pogba was injured.
Pogba was injured against. So, taking all of that into consideration, what do you think would be the potential lineup in today night's match against Istanbul Basaksehir? What do you think would be the lineup you would put?
Yeah. I heard his press conference yesterday, and I think there are only 3 players that are not available. That is Luke Shaw, Phil Jones, and Lingard. So we have all our squad and all the players available. And just on the point of making selections, you saw Anthony Martial didn't have a good performance against West Brom as well as Everton. He looked rusty. He just missed sitters after sitters, and now it's the point. I don't think we should drop him, but at least play him as a winger, because he needs confidence. He needs goals under his belt, and playing as a number 9 at this in this United squad is quite a terrifying position, because you're not getting the service at all. So if Bruno Fernandes or someone creates something, then only we have the opportunity, because our fullbacks do not cross. And the only outlet that we have currently is Bruno Fernandes. So playing Cavani as the striker will provide us a different dimension altogether. So for this particular match, I can see Cavani playing or starting from the front with Rashford and Martial as the wingers. So we'll start from the back. We'll start David De Gea and the same back 4 that we played against West Brom. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, and Alex Telles. Now the big question is, does he go with the 2 defensive midfielders? Our ex-players in Ferdinand and Scholes have criticized Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as to why do we need 2 defensive midfielders at home against a poor West Brom side. So yes, that is the question that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to answer in this particular match, because we have Pogba and Donny van de Beek on the bench. We have 2 great creative midfielders on the bench, and he has to incorporate one of the 2 in this match. And that is the reason I'll just go with one holding midfielder, maybe in Fred or McTominay, and then I'll play along with Van de Beek and Bruno Fernandes. So basically a 4-1-2 2-1 system with Fred, Van de Beek, Fernandes or Pogba, Rashford, Martial on the wings, and Cavani up front.
Okay. How about Mason Greenwood? Do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be incorporating him in the lineup?
Yeah.
That's
He can
play.
He can play on the position where Rashford plays. So we can give Rashford some rest.
Absolutely. And if you look at from all angles, as far as this game is concerned, this is again a must-win match for Manchester United. We cannot take this game as a slag. And
I'll say not a must-win. I'll not say must-win, because we are expected to win this match. So it is like a boost or a confidence booster to get us through this group, because then even if we win this match, we have to do some job against RB Leipzig and PSG. We cannot lose both the matches. Then we are in a tough situation. This game is just like a must-win.
Absolutely. Yes, Ankit. And it would also look as if our form is again picking up, because our last 2 games have been victories against Everton and West Bromwich Albion. This is a match where we can stamp our authority. It's at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Obviously, of course, Istanbul do have a lot of, Premier League, former players of the Premier League. They have a lot of mature players over there. Martin Skrtel, Rafael is there.
Dembaba is there.
Dembaba is there. So they have a good, of course, a lot of matured Premier League players in that squad. But at this point, we also have a pretty good, a lot of good talents on the pitch as well. So if we win this game, and then of course we'll be having a weekend game against Southampton. So I think we should be pretty much poised as well over there.
Yeah.
So I think this is a pretty good lineup, and even I'm also hoping that Edinson Cavani starts this game.
Yeah.
Because to be very frank, I was pretty much disappointed when Edinson Cavani did not start against West Brom because
Mm.
at what stage, here's the question, right? At what stage is Anthony Martial ever better than Edinson Cavani as a number 9? Take in consideration, he's 33 years old. He has a lot to offer. I know that's a different
Just
topic in
on,
itself.
just as a yeah. Just on the behalf of Anthony Martial, I would like to answer that because Anthony Martial hasn't played number 9 at United at all, apart from the last season or apart from the last 3 months. So judging on just 3 months, and as on contrary, as Edinson Cavani as a whole career he has played as a number 9. So judging and comparing, it's a bit unfair on Anthony Martial, but yes, I will prefer Edinson Cavani over Anthony Martial as a number 9 at this in this present situation.
And this would be a perfect game to incorporate Edinson Cavani as well, right?
Yeah.
Because here's
The
the
West
thing.
Brom, the West Brom game was also a perfect example where he could have used Edinson Cavani. There was no need of playing Anthony Martial as a striker. We could have a different dimension, especially when Alex Telles put crosses and we do not have any player just to get the head around it. So that is going to be a good combination to watch. I've said it earlier as well. Alex Telles to cross and Edinson Cavani. It's my dream goal for United. I want to see that happen one day. We'll see.
Absolutely, Ankit. And here's the thing: when a player comes from overseas, you had Bruno Fernandes from Portugal and Edinson Cavani, Donny van de Beek as well. The thing is that as far as pundits and fans and managers, what they do is when they come into the Premier League, they take some time to settle in. Just because of the pace of the Premier League, the physical nature of the game, the way it's played in England, and but if you look at this match against Istanbul, it's an European game. The team is coming from outside, and Edinson Cavani, so it's a perfect game for him as well. Where Ole Gunnar said it's a perfect game where you can incorporate Edinson Cavani and play this match as well. Like for example, a very good example would be Henrik Mkhitaryan when he came from Dortmund. In the Premier League, he was in and out in the Premier League, but if you look at his form in the Europa League, he scored a lot of goals in the Europa League. So the thing was there. So I think this was a perfect game for Edinson Cavani as well. So Ankit, speaking of the players, what are the players to watch in this particular match?
Players to watch: if Cavani plays, I'll look forward to how Cavani plays as a number 9 because he is the perfect and the best material suited to play that position at United currently. So I'm looking forward, apart from my favorite player, Bruno Fernandes, I'll be looking forward to Edinson Cavani tomorrow. Yeah. And also when Donny van de Beek plays. Yeah.
I think same here, Ankit. I'll also be looking at two players in special. One is Alex Telles. I hope he starts. Of course, he should be starting. He'll start. He will start it. So Alex Telles and Edinson Cavani. These are the two players for me to watch. The others, of course, are pretty much consistent. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is consistent. If Harry Maguire, Lindelof start, they're pretty much expected and
consistent on just starting basis, not performance-wise. So yeah,
that is true as well. And so Cavani and Telles are the players to watch, of course, for me as well. And And how about the line? How about the scoreline, Ankit? What do you predict? What are your predictions on this game?
Oh, I just don't want a surprise again. I don't want to see a stinker of a performance. I'll take a 1-0, 2-0 win like we did against West Brom, just to get through this phase and just rebuild again with the results that we have. I'll take a 1-0, 2-0 performance. I didn't like against West Brom and Everton. At least improvement in the performance will do with a win. I think 1 or 2-0 against Istanbul. And just on that point, they will play a similar style that they played at their home. Just counter attack, have Demba by running at Harry Maguire and Lindelof, which is again going to be a nightmare of a situation if they do not cope up with it. So we'll just look forward to that battle as well. Maybe Istanbul can pull a surprise. I'm not sure, but just hope for a United win as of now. You see the same result?
Well, I'm actually going to put my ring in the hat. I'm going to put my hat in the ring. And so what I'm going to do is my prediction is going to be really wayward. I'm pretty much hopeful, but I feel at least 3-0. 3 goals to 0, or 3+ maybe. That's what I feel. Hopefully.
That is too much to be asked for, but
Correct.
we'll
That's maybe asking a lot. But the players that we have, the potential that we have on the pitch, the attacking threat that we possess. Actually, the initial number that's come into my mind is 5 goals to 0, 5-0 to United. But yeah, let's see. Hopefully, 3-0 should be a solid result to us as well. And but yes, Ankit, I think a lot of good points covered. This should be a match that Manchester United should be winning. It's a crucial game. This will take us to 9 goals, 9 points in this particular group, and we should still be on top. And I think if PSG and Leipzig draw the match, then I think we will still be in a better position. Okay, sorry, I think we are having technical glitch. Ankit, can you hear me? Yeah, I think Ankit, you're back.
Yeah, now it's better. Yeah.
So Ankit, pretty good game to come, and to all of viewers as well. Hopefully we win this match. A lot of interesting videos are coming on this channel as well. You'll have the match reactions, and of course all the other future previews and other interesting topics. As far as Manchester United is concerned. So please tune into our channel, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And Ankit, thank you again. It's good to have you again, and thank you very much. And
thank you guys.
Yeah,
be back tomorrow for the match reaction.